My name's David. Today we're going to show you how to take some steps to keep water out of your fuel tank. How does water get in your fuel tank? There are a couple of ways. One is condensation. So it's a good idea to keep your fuel tanks full in the off season, and that way there's less chance of condensation forming in the fuel tank. The other way that water gets in your fuel tanks is if the O-ring on your cap is not in good shape, it can leak. So make sure that the O-ring on your cap is not all dried and brittle. Make sure it's a fresh O-ring. That helps. And the third way that water gets in your fuel tank is from when you take on fuel at a fuel dock. Sometimes that fuel can have water in it. So first thing we're going to do is show you how to drain the water out of your primary fuel filter. That is designed to collect water, and we'll drain that out, and then we'll show you how to drain a few pints out of each of your fuel tanks. Water being heavier than fuel, it goes to the bottom of the tank, and so if you drain out once a year a pint or so of water from each fuel tank, if there is some water in there, then hopefully that will get it out. There are two additional steps you can take to keep water out of your fuel. The first is to use some sort of an additive. There are numerous fuel additives that help sort of dissolve the water that's in your fuel tank. This is one, and it's also a good idea to use some BioBor in your fuel. That kills any fungus that's growing in your fuel tank. The water can be a source or a place for fungus to grow, so the BioBor kills that. These are the two additives I use. This is produced by Stanodyne. It helps dissolve the moisture, and then this kills microbial things that grow in your fuel. BioBor, it's widely used. So there are other additives. I've had very good luck with these. First thing we're going to do is drain any water that is accumulated in your primary fuel filter, and we're going to open this valve down here and catch the fuel in a pan like this. So this you just unscrew with your fingers, and it's a good idea to have some rags down here to catch anything that spills. And then once we've got some fuel in this pan, then we're going to close this, and that's all there is to that. Okay, so here we're loosening this. Fuel's coming out. And if there's water in there, water's coming out. So that's probably enough. Okay, this is your drain petcock for your fuel tank. Here's your fuel tank here. This is your drain petcock. When this valve is turned at 90 degrees to this pipe, it's closed. When you open it this way, you're opening it. There's a plug here that we're going to remove. Put a, well, this takes a 9/16 wrench, and you just unscrew this plug before you open it. So the plug is just a safety item. Okay, and we're going to set that plug there. And then we're going to open this petcock, and we're going to let some fuel come out. Okay, that's enough. So now we will take our little tin foil thing out. And then we will put the plug in.
Always good to have rags around. As you saw, it splattered a little bit. And we'll put the plug back in, and you're done with tank number 1. In our boat, we've got 4 tanks, so we will do this on the remaining 3. And if there's any water in there, hopefully it has come out, and helps assure safe boating. So, okay, we're done with tank number 1, and we'll go and we'll do the remaining 3 tanks.
So we're done. Just do this once a year. It's simply preventative maintenance. You're just eliminating any chance there being any moisture, any water in your fuel. It makes for a more reliable engine. Last thing you want is that engine stopping running when you're out there in the middle of the ocean somewhere. So have fun and enjoy working on your boat engine.